The secrets behind hurting black men with Dr. Martin D. Valier.
Oh, it's here. Brand new flavor in your ear. Call your girlfriends and your boys and your sons and your cousins, your uncles. Bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. The secrets behind hurting black men.
With Dr. Martin D. Valier.
Yeah, we here. We gonna dig real deep. We gonna open up doors that ain't never been opened. We gonna talk about issues that most people don't feel comfortable talking about. Come to the platform. It's time to rescue. The secret behind hurting black men.
The secrets behind hurting black men with Dr. Martin.
Oh man, we got brand new flavor for your ears. Yeah, brand new flavors for your ears. Man,
The secrets behind hurting black men with Dr. Martin D. Valier.
Oh, it's here. Brand new flavor in your ear. Call your girlfriends and your boys and your sons and your cousins, your uncles. Bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. The secrets behind hurting black men.
With Dr. Martin D. Valier.
Yeah, we here. We gonna dig real deep. We gonna open up doors that ain't never been opened. We gonna talk about issues that most people don't feel comfortable talking about. Come to the platform. It's time to rescue. The secret behind hurting black men.
The secrets behind hurting black men with Dr. Martin.
Oh man, we got brand new flavor for your ears. Yeah, brand new flavors for your ears. But we're not the same. You know, there has been good women, faithful women that had experienced hardship. They've been faithful all their life. All they know about is to be faithful. And one day they found out that their husband cheated on them, or their boyfriend cheated on them, and that hurted them. And out of their hurt, guess what? They cheated, or they became open to cheating. Now, a woman can go through a physical presence, a physical pain of experiencing someone loving them, cheating on them, hurting them, and now all of a sudden they're open for it. Now, they're open for it because why? They were hurt. So why you think black men cheat? Why you think men cheat? Period. Is it because they're hurt? That could be one of the reasons. But I would suggest there are many different reasons. And I would say ultimately people cheat because they're weak. Weakness is what will have you cheat. Now, I think weakness comes in all different facets. Most men, we go to the gym and we lift weights and we do curls and we get that six pack all under control. But we're not strong enough to deal with problems, shortcomings. We're not strong enough to deal with the pressure of responsibility. So I can only give a couple of reasons. And I would simply say this. Some people will use cheating to get out of a relationship because they really want to get out of it. Some people will look at someone cheated on me and they hurted me, and I want to see how I can fix this. I want to see, because he's good. He works, he pays bills, but something happened and he cheated on me, and I really don't want to throw everything away because he's a good father, he's faithful to his children, but he hurted me, and because he did this, I'm just going to end everything. And then some people are just caught up in that. They're like, listen, I don't want to let this go. Why do people cheat? Why do men cheat? Bro, Kev, you got any suggestions on why do men cheat?
Wow. Get your hand out my pocket. My history is not glorious, but I have a bad uh, past of what I've done when I was in my younger beginning stage. I got married at an early age, and I was not loyal. I knew about God. I started off right, but then I started working, making overtime and making a lot of money, and it sort of took me away from my purpose of doing what I was supposed to be as a man, as a responsible man. I don't want to point fingers at anybody else. I want to talk about me because I knew I messed up. And when you messed up in the past, you made decision. Oh, if you can go back and change the decision that you made. All of us have made poor decisions. But in most cases, men cheat because of the lust of the eye, the pride of life. And these are the things, listen, the lust of the flesh, lust of the eye, and the pride of life. When you see things, just like a woman, they said a diamond is a girl's best friend. She see that diamond and she want that diamond. She knows she can't afford it. And the husband said, this is our budget. But he made a mistake. He gave her the credit card.
Right.
And she knows it's a budget. So she wound up spending more on that card and she didn't tell him. So when the bills start coming in, she told him a lie that she was going to stay within the budget, but she blew it out the window because she seen something that she liked it. Well, you might say, well, Brother Calvin, what in the world did that got to do with cheating? Lust means evil desire. Are you with me now?
Yes, sir.
It's the same evil desire. It's not that diamond is not wrong. It's not that a woman is wrong, but it comes from an evil desire, which we call the lust of the eye. You see something, you want it, and then you go for it. Now, principles is everything, and integrity means a lot. Integrity means moral upright. Integrity is who we are when no one is around. It took me many years to learn this. When as a young buck, I didn't care. I did what I wanted to do, when I wanted to do it, and how I wanted to do it. But as I became an older man, I've learned that decisions have consequences behind it. When you make a decision, for every decision that you make, it trigger off a ripple effect. Right. And it begins to change things. It starts from the desire of him seeing something. And sometimes I'm not going to blame it on the liquor or the drugs because I wasn't even into that. But some men, it's just the natural look and desiring something. Others, he get the wine and spirits in him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Right. 80% spirit, 90% spirit. What do you think it's all about? Spirits.
Right.
And in most cases, man or women now, let's be fair, ladies.
That is true.
When they see something that look handsome and good and six-pack and all that, you drunk, the world said buzz driving is drunk driving. Well, you can drive yourself into a relationship.
Yes.
You was buzz driving, but you wind up in something, and now you got to deal with it. So behind every decision, there is a price to pay.
Wow.
I'm throwing it back to you, Doctor.
Yes. Listen, man, I've come from a culture of cheating. As a matter of fact, I never wanted a girlfriend because I never wanted the responsibility of carrying a relationship for the reason of I never knew how to be in a relationship because my lifestyle was conducive. I drove fancy cars. I made a lot of money. And that is what lured women to me. And no woman was really looking to me to cultivate me, to make me a better man because they thought I was already made. The imagery was good, but inside the vehicle, there was no seats. I was completely empty. So it was in my best interest never to get involved in a relationship, just have friends or acquaintance, if you know what I mean. I come down, pick you up, we go out, we have a good time, and I drop you back off. And I had one of them for every day of the week. And life for me was great. But when I got married, I gave my life to the Lord. And so I became religious, which meant that I stayed away from women because women was a weakness to me. So for 14 years, I was faithful. I've always made money. I started my company. I got my wife a single house, 4,000 square feet. I was raised up in the projects. So, a brand new big house of 4,000 square feet was very big for me. I worked, I paid the bills. I made us look like the middle class family. I mean, she had the cars, she had the diamonds. I had the cars. So we we look good. I looked good on the outside, but the disrespect that I got, the verbal abuse that I got, did not add up to what I was doing. Now, I'm not faulting my ex-wife, but what I'm simply saying is that I wasn't man enough, or I wasn't strong enough in a lot of areas, and I allowed myself to become weak. And what I did was, I didn't cheat on my wife with a better woman. I just cheated on my wife with a woman who expectations and pressure on me wasn't as high as she had it on me. You know, she looked at me as a strong man, a working man to pay bills, but I'm looking for love. I'm looking for affection. I'm looking for, when you go to bed at night, still have some makeup on, have your hair looking done. Because when I start liking you, I took a photo picture of you in my mind, watch this, of you looking good, you looking sexy. And when I married you, now you coming to bed with rollers in your hair. I mean, come on now. And so in my mind, the lust part is closed off from you. You know what I'm saying? I only can see you when you're dressed up and you're going out. I see you like everybody else see you. But the sex appeal kind of died. And it was like, yo, we're arguing. You ain't even looking that good. I mean, you done changed up on me. You listen. And when you got money, women are dressing nice to captivate your attention, and they coming at you. So I don't want to say that my wife didn't cover me. I'm just going to say that I wasn't mature enough to weather some of those storms. And I did give into what you said, Brother Kevin. I gave into the lust, thinking that the grass was greener on the other side. And I didn't realize that when I cheated on my first wife, I cheated on my daughter. I cheated on my sons. And I was never taught that. And so the secret behind Black men, we're here to teach Black men, is that the first person you cheat on is yourself. We got to learn how to love us enough and have some self-respect for yourself so that you can look good. But because you look good and because you dress good, don't mean that anything with a nice butt and some nice breasts that can wink their eye at you and you don't forgot who you were. You are a man, and a man means I stand still and I walk slow. When you move too fast and then you allow that eye to control you and that lust to gear up, you know, that lust to get you, and that pride of life, that pride of life is, I drive a new car, I live in a new house, I make 6 figures, and I deserve better. Man, don't allow your money to blind you and make you think that you are more than what you are and disrespect your family, because family is the most important thing. And what I want to encourage men, Black men, man, instead of always lifting at an iron, start lifting those emotions, start lifting those feelings, start lifting, getting control over yourself. We have to work together. So what I'm saying is that sometimes the pressure of being on that level with your wife is so intense to where it's all work and no play. And sometimes, you know, you desire to play, and your wife, all she do is nag, all she do is argue. So wives, don't forget how to be a girlfriend. Wives, don't forget how to be a friend. Wives, don't forget how to have that sex appeal. Wives, don't forget, sometimes wait till he go to sleep, then take the makeup off, then take the wig out. Come on now, wait till he go to sleep. Let your beauty be the last thing he see at nighttime. Now, we're not saying do it every night, but every now and then get a man a treat. Let him see you in your glory before he go to sleep. So, you know, I would say that is one reason. I'll talk about another one. I'll pass it back to you, Brother Kev. Is that some men had it bad when they were younger men. They were broke. They didn't have the attention that you have when you have money. Because money and nice cars, for some reason, it gets the attention of women. I don't know why they think that your money going to be their money. I don't know why they think that the car you drive is going to be their car. I have no idea why they believe that. But a lot of women are materialistic. And I can recall myself buying Mercedes-Benz, not even because I like the ride of them, just because of the fact that I knew that the attention that it got me. So I had low self-esteem, hiding behind materialistic things because they got me the reward, the woman. But I was still empty. I didn't know how to woo them and love them, because why? All I thought is that if I had materialism, that's why men would buy Gucci shirts, Gucci pants, Gucci sneakers, and be completely broke and be empty inside. You got a lot of millionaires, all the money in the world, but are empty inside. And it's time for black men to stop looking good on the outside, dressing good on the outside, and being empty and naked on the inside. Brother Kevin.
Wow. That's a lot of stuff, brother. That's heavy. Here's a lot of things, that goes into play when you think about what causes men to cheat. I'm going to talk about 5 different things. We'll pick it apart, Dr. Valley. Sometimes things that can cause a man to cheat could be his friends. Now, I'm not trying to sow no discord, no problem with people. Sometimes it can be his friends he's around.
Yes.
Okay, so brothers, don't hate on me. I'm just laying it out there because as a man, we know these things.
Yes.
You know, you can be around his boys. His boy love the family. His boy may be single.
Right.
His boy may don't care how he treat his wife, but it's different thing that goes into play.
That's right.
His friends can be the cause of that.
Wow. Yes.
Sometimes it's his family.
All right.
Can be the cause of that. Sometimes it's his thinking. Sometimes he disappear. He's on his phone, or he might be on a laptop, or in the basement, whatever. He might be looking at pornography.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, as a man thinketh in his mind or in his spirit, so is he.
Yes.
So that pornography could really pervert a man's mind to the point that he want to try new tricks and freaky deaky stuff.
Right.
Sometimes it can be his environment. It's what he's around. Birds of a feather flock together.
Yes.
Be careful, ladies, if your man is around Slick Willie and Gigolo. I'm telling you now. And he tell you, no, baby, I'm cool. That's him. I ain't into that. If that's your right-hand man, you in trouble. Listen, man, I'm telling you, there's something. God bless my boy. One of my boys got married, and me and another friend of mine was laughing so hard because when he got married, he moved to Pebble Beach.
Okay.
And I was at the barber shop to get my hair cut. And he said, how brother so-and-so doing?
Right.
I said, he's doing good, man. He moved down to Virginia to Pebble Beach. And I said, Pebble Beach? I said, when you get married, you don't move down to Pebble Beach. Lord have mercy. You don't go that way. You go another direction.
That's right.
There's nothing there but butt, breast, and boobs, and you name it. That's not a place for a family, folks.
Correct. Yes.
And the last thing might be the influence, but the things that he allowed himself to get caught up into. These are things and steps that leads him into dark places. Dr. Valley said something to me years ago that I never forgot. He probably forgot about it, but I didn't. The ear tries words, y'all, but he said this and I never forgot it. He said, when you dealing with men, you dealing with dark trash things in the garbage.
Yes.
You dealing with messy things. You talk about that's like riding behind the garbage truck.
Right.
It ain't nothing but junk and stinkness, everything.
Yes.
That's what men's heart is like. It's like, when you roll behind that garbage truck and you smell that whiff or that smell, you said, man, let me get from behind this thing.
Yes.
That is what the heart of man is like. It's a garbage truck.
It's a garbage truck. Man, you are so right about that. I'll never forget that I would talk about God. I would say, could somebody go get Jesus, the trash collector? Because the reality is that there's a lot of trash that's in us. And if you don't deal with the trash that's in you, eventually the trash is going to start to think for you. Have you ever been stonking out of a relationship? Have you ever allowed trash to represent you and you lost a job? You lost a promotion because it was the mess that got in you from somebody else that you hung around. And now you're dealing with their attitude. It's not even part of your character, but you're dealing with somebody else's attitude because you call the enemy your friend. And that's what happens in a lot of relationships, is the fact that if you and your mate are not on one accord, if that means, in other words, if y'all do not have intimate conversation, not intimate sex, everything is about sex. You don't want a sexual relationship because that's all it is. Sexual relationship can only soothe the problem. It cannot heal or diminish a problem. But two educated people coming together can eliminate a problem. And when those problems are not eliminated, now lust steps in. Now here's the problem with lust. Because lust was not given to us as an enemy. It was really given to us by God. Listen, God made us and lust was there. Now, the problem with lust is that lust consumes you and you begin to worship lust. Because lust is, I like a car, I like a house, I like nice clothes, I like nice jewelry. And so now this lust is in you. If I like a nice car, that means that my eyes is programmed to like something that's nice now. So therefore, if I see a very attractive woman and I'm heterosexual, I can be attracted to a woman and not move out on the lust or move out on the attraction. Love should be greater than lust, which means that if I love my wife, wait a minute, let me back up. If I love myself, then I'm not going to cheat on my wife. But my wife cannot be the person that tears me down. You can't call me no good. You can't say you get on my nerve. You can't stop laughing at my corny joke. If you laughed at them when you were trying to get me, then keep on laughing at them once you got me. If I was sugar daddy before you got the kids, then treat me like sugar daddy while you got the kids. Don't demise your man, because when you demise your man and treat your man like trash, you better believe that there are many women that really had trash. Your trash is like a diamond to somebody. Now, watch this now. Your trash is like a diamond to somebody, and now you sending him out, ain't even tied the bag right, and somebody else see him sitting on the curb, all messed up, all depressed. Now, I'm not faulting the woman, but what I'm trying to say is that if we want to keep a family together, it takes the responsibility and the accountability of both parties. In other words, you got to give your man some new weights to lift. You got to build up his character. Listen, I know that he has to take responsibility for himself. But what I'm trying to say is that a woman has the ability to make a short man feel tall and a fat man think he's skinny. Use that gift on your man. Build your man up so that when he's hurt, he come looking for you. When a woman steals your man, only thing she did was pretend to be more woman than you. Listen, in other words, she lied to him, told him his hair was curly when she knew it was peasy. Listen, told him that he was nice looking when she knew he was hard to look at. Told him that everything gonna be all right, and she don't know if it's gonna be all right or not. She just telling him what she feel as though he what need to hear or he want to hear. So in other words, now he start depending on her instead of coming to you, because when he come to you, it's always a problem. So the enemy gets involved in that relationship. We've been taught that the enemy gets involved in just marriages. That was a lie. The enemy will get involved in any meaningful relationship that can affect you and your family. So now we got to begin to lift more weights. We have to build up wanting each other character. We have to build up, we have to learn each other love language, and we can't make it easy for a man to steal your wife because you can't tell her she look beautiful today and she's going to work and Bobby's seeing her coming to work and Bobby every day saying, well, you look nice today. And at some point she began to say, well, I live with a man and he don't notice this. And now Bobby begins to say, oh, I like the shoes. Oh, you got a new hairstyle. And so what that begins to do is talk to the femininity of the woman, and you can't help but notice that. And especially if he ain't bad on the eye. Now, how it's like 10 times for men because it's 7 women to 1 man. And you got women telling, listen, you got to learn how to protect what's yours without sending yours out the house naked. Now, listen to this. God says that he is married to the backslider. Listen to me. God is married to the cheater. You know what I'm saying? Because when you backslide, you're pretty much cheating on God. You just said, God, I think it's something better than you. Something look a little easier. God said, it looks easier, but it really ain't easier. It looks good, but it really ain't good. Have you ever took somebody to a go-go bar, a strip bar, and you thinking you going there to have a good time, not understanding that you can leave out of there with lust spirits? You looking at a woman shake her booty in front of you for about an hour. Now, listen, you can look at it, but you can't touch it. That's what lust is. You can look at it, but you can't touch it. And what you do is you'll leave a woman that you can look at and touch and have and build a life with and trade it all in for a woman that you can only look at, but can't touch. When I say can't touch it, it's going to cost you every time you look at it, it's going to cost you money. Every time you take her out, it's going to cost you money. And she got about 30 of you, so she don't want just listen, she don't want just you. So men, we oftentimes make that mistake and leave a good thing that's a real thing for an illusion that's nothing. A lot of times we do that simply because we're hurt and we haven't been educated. And in most cases, the woman that we live with spent more time arguing and tearing us down versus building us up. When God says he's married to a backslider, what he's simply saying is because you weak don't mean I'm going to be weak. But I'm not going to give you no causes or no cases for you to go cheat on me. But if you falter, I'm able to look you over, look at your weakness and see if it can be cultivated, because you fell because you were what? Weak. But if you get strengthened in that area, and you won't fall. Men fall because of weakness. Women fall because of weakness. Cheating comes simply because of weakness, whether you just decided to do it because you're weak or because hurt and pain was afflicted on you and it broke you to become weak. But at the end of the day, people cheat because they're weak. Listen, man, we got a segment coming up, and we gonna bring Dr. Vallier on in, and we going to let her give a segment of pillow talk with Nikki. Listen, y'all, we gonna celebrate her. Come on in, Nick. Come on in, Nick. Go, Nikki. Go, Nikki. Oh, yeah. Now, brother, we gonna spice it up a little bit. We're going to get a woman's spin on this thing here. Oh, I think we might be in trouble, y'all. Hang on. Put your seatbelts on. Because you don't pull no punches. Pillow Talk with Nick. What's up, Nick?
Pillow Talk with Nick. Hi, welcome everybody. How is everybody doing out there today? Pillow Talk. This is a new segment on the secrets behind hurting Black men. And how did we come up with the topic Pillow Talk? Right?
Turn your mic up a little bit.
Turn my mic up a little bit. How did we come up with the topic Pillow Talk? So Pillow Talk is often categorized by openness and honesty. So we ask you men to release all that oxytocin. And let's go deeper into that intimate part of your heart and soul. So ladies, I'm here to ask the question to these men, the men that call, the men that's in the studio, that, you know, most women want to ask but can't. I'm going to take them deeper into their mind so they could give the right answer and not just what they feel, but the truth and only the truth.
Man, let's have it. You ain't saying nothing but a word. Let's have it.
So Minister Vallier, or matter of fact, Dr. Martin Vallier.
All right.
You know, I feel as though you put a lot of responsibility on the woman.
Okay.
A lot of responsibility on a woman.
Yeah.
When it comes to the default of a man.
Yeah.
Right?
What's up? Let's have it.
So my question to you is, how can a woman build up a man that is already broken and that is not the nicest? How I mean, we living on planet Earth,
all
not
right.
in heaven. So
yes, ma'am.
This is a hard task.
I like to always bring the attention back to women because, listen, the first instructor that a man ever had is a woman. A woman has a man at the age of a boy. And there's some things that moms got to start teaching sons, because your son tomorrow is somebody else's husband. And your son tomorrow is somebody else's father. And so now you're a mother and you know what you want out of your man. So make sure you install that into your son while you have him under your hand. Because once he's of an age, then all you got is the words that you poured in him. And you can hold him accountable. So that's what makes a mother-in-law so important, that when the daughter and the mother-in-law can get together, what the daughter can't do, what the wife can't do, the mother can call the boy and say, wait a minute now, I raised you better than that. And so now he have to submit to the authority of the word, because the words you speak make impact with the words that was sown into him. Now that brings him to a place of just humble. Now he can be stubborn, but that's where the first line of defense is. Right there. Women, mothers raising their sons to become great men. Now, in most cases, the fathers ain't there, but we cannot use that as an excuse to allow the son just to go on and be ragged, because you got uncles, you got cousins. You can get another male figure on your team to help mold him and help groom him to come into manhood.
Dr. Valier love preaching.
I ain't preach. I just was telling you the truth.
What I'm saying is, so it's fair to
you
say.
You said keep it real.
It's fair to say to me, okay, that's as a man child.
Okay.
A man child. But we're talking about as a man.
As a man.
In the relationship with a woman.
Right. Okay. Right.
At this point, there's a level of responsibility that has to take place.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
So we can't keep blaming a mama for what she didn't did when the man now put herself in an adult situation, right?
All right.
Such as marriage or relationship.
Okay.
And oftentimes, you know what we know wrong from right.
All right. Now you preaching. Come on now. What you trying to say?
Wrong from right. If a woman is pouring into you and expecting certain things, why do we got to keep dealing with the flesh of what it feels like?
That's very easy. That's very easy. That's very easy. Most women get themselves in trouble because they bypass the dating period. You should know who you are sleeping with during the dating. You should know who you are about ready to come into a relationship in the dating. And when women don't date properly and ask the appropriate questions and do the appropriate investigation while you're dating, then oftentimes you marry a problem.
Right.
And so therefore your investigation is your responsibility, because once you take on that last name, now you got a problem. But before you marry him, he's not a problem. He's just a customer. He's just somebody that's interviewing. Now, if you lower your standards because you're looking at how built he is, or you looking at the car he drives, and you're not checking out his mannerism and how he treated his mother and how he treated prior women in his life, then, you got to deal with that, because that, and likewise with men, we can't look at the big butt and the breast and the pretty eyes and the makeup and the wigs and all that and give them a pass. Nah, you got to really do your homework.
Well, since this is Pillow Talk,
it's Pillow Talk.
Right, I'm here to question the men on some of the things that they have said that had caused some of their demise in their, I would assume, their youth. So, Brother Calvin, you said when you was a child, you thought, or a young man, you thought like a young man, you were dealing with flesh. So let me ask you, what steps did you take to overcome, or have you overcame some of the situations that maybe you found yourself in past by having a career, money, and
absolutely overcame it? And this is one of the things that I know that I needed in my life. One of the things that was very, very important was this. First of all, you want to surround yourself with older, mature men. You want to be around men who are like father's figure, or iron sharpen iron, some brothers who got wisdom, who got integrity, who carry themselves in a certain ways. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. So you got to change your surrounding, your environment, your influence, change that around. It's very important. They can be Christian or non-Christian, but long as they got the wisdom to teach you how to be a man. Every boy needs to see a man. And when he sees a man, he starts to mimic that man, because now he can ask questions. None of us came here knowing everything. That's why we have a Bible and different things. There are different strengths that men have. He needs to have mental strength, and he better have some spiritual strength, because spiritualism brings you into alliance. It brings order, and structure into your life. Mentally, you need to have people around you that show you how to think, how to solve problems without using your fists or your words or going into rage. Because a lot of time men go into rage, and especially as African American men, we can really have rage inside of us, and it started when we was younger. So there's a period that needs to be grown. You're going to be 60 years old and still have a mentality of a 13-year-old kid.
Yes.
So you need to have older, mature men, someone you are accountable to. You got to be accountable to someone. And I want to say this to the ladies. Ladies, always remember this. Stop telling everything about your man. Whether it's good or bad. Don't tell your girlfriend how good he is in the bed.
Yes.
We can talk grown folks off, right?
Yes, we can.
Because your girlfriend may start thinking, I'm not trying to put no discord between friends here. She might be thinking, wow, he that good?
Right.
Now she's sizing him up. Be very careful what you share out your face about your man. Don't tell the girlfriend everything like we having problems. Me and Jim having problems.
Right.
You don't want him because she might be thinking, yeah, let him go. I'll
there
take
you
him.
Go.
Because she's looking for somebody like Jim.
But now
so
that's
you gotta be very wise in what you share. In the meantime, I had to learn to be around older men who would challenge me, who will push me. They won't say things that I wanted to hear, but they said what I needed to hear. And so I needed that around me a lot. How to be a man physically, mentally, spiritually, and how to take care of things. You need knowledge. It's the saddest thing in the world I found, people, is that when you got older men around you and they see you falling and they see you weakening and they older than you and they do nothing about it, that is not a blessing. That is a curse. That is a terrible thing. We should never want to see a man fail. I don't care what race he is. We don't want to see another man fail, because if he fails, his family falls with him. That is something we should never desire. We want to see him succeed. We don't want to tear him down. We don't want to criticize him. We don't want to say, look at him. You don't want to do these things.
So back to Pillow Talk with Nick. These men, they on fire in the studio. They taking my segment, y'all.
Stop, y'all. Stop. You asked for the truth.
That's the truth and only the truth with Brother Calvin just said, because now let me ask you.
Can I piggyback off of that? Because I just want to throw this in. Okay. 1 minute. Could you imagine that, though? Look at the unfairness of a man. Listen, you talking to your girlfriend on how he's slinging. He have no idea. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you run to the store and your girlfriend, who might be a little more attractive than you, her curves might just be a little more curvy, now coming at him from, now she had more information about him than he had on her. And now she's starting to set up traps, right? And so then all of a sudden, you start nitpicking on him and arguing with him. I'm not saying that that's an excuse to justify, but what I'm saying, for a weak man, he could give into that temptation.
I mean, so when we go back to what Calvin was saying that when there's older men around you, they should not allow you to fall. But do you all think that most of the time when that happens is because they caught up in their own mischief? So that's why they can't speak into your life, because, if I'm doing wrong, how can I stop or tell somebody else they're doing wrong?
Well, it's permissible in some religions. It's acceptable. So, in some religions, it's actually acceptable, but men are predators. We like women. There's a lot of women. That's in us. That's not something we put in ourselves.
Right.
So as a predator, as a man that's attracted to women, if you don't have control over that, and that's self-control, that's something that you gotta want to have for yourself. Because a lot of men, that's okay. I mean, on all levels, you got okay. You taking care of home? Yeah, all right, okay, good, okay. Family good, yeah. And that's your chick on the side. So if a man doesn't have integrity, and self-control and self-respect, then listen, he's gonna cheat. He's gonna do that.
So
he's gonna do that. Yeah.
So Pillow Talk. Let's go a little deeper. So we already know. I mean, I don't know the statistics, and maybe I should have did it, but it's a big number that most men out here are cheating.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, and they walking around, corporate leaders, pastors, bishops, they all of that,
yes.
And they still cheating. So
yes.
where is the integrity? What will actually stop a man from cheating, especially if he want to use attack the woman on the things she not doing in order to get that flesh fulfilled? What would stop it?
Kev, you want to go first on that?
Yeah, for me, I make no excuses for my past. I was what I was, and that is something that I don't practice at this stage of my life. But throughout the course of my misbehavior, my mischief, of the characteristic of what I was, like I said earlier, my statement was I did what I wanted to do. Now, in the midst of that, I had to learn to make myself accountable to someone, first to the Lord. That was the most important thing. Then after that, I had someone to be accountable to, who I can look them in their face and talk with them, an older man. It's very, very important. I would not stop saying it. Brothers, you need to be accountable to an older man, somebody who's wiser, who knows it, been there, done that, and they're gonna be truthful with you. Not someone who's gonna attack you, but rebuke you. Rebuke means correct and bring you back when you're too far over, like a coach, if you will.
Right.
For those of you who don't know what an elder is, he's like a coach. He's an older person, but they know what to say to you. There is a void in a lot of our lives as people of color that we don't have fathers. I don't know, you can blame it on a lot of things, but there's a saying that says, though we have 10,000 instructors, yet not many fathers. Now, a father figure is something special. He doesn't have to be your biological father, but you need a father in your life who can talk to you. Ladies, let me say this to the ladies. You need an older father to talk to, who ain't gonna look at your butt and breast and look at you sexually, but a man with wisdom and understanding who can talk with you and let you know this is the type of man you want to look for. Real fathers, not a dirty father, but a clean father. So you want to have somebody that's older who can speak into your life.
I agree with that. The sad thing about it is, there used to be a saying is, I'm going to be a bridge so you can cross over. And the bridges are broken. No one really wants a bridge to cross over. So I personally learned by failure. I cheated. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, was affected much more than my wife was, that I cheated on. My sons was affected because when I cheated, I took on another life. I deprived them of me, a part of me. And I seen that because I didn't know how to love a woman, but I automatically knew how to love my children. So my emotional was more for my children than it ever was for my wife, because I was a better friend. But when I cheated, I took on emotions for the other woman that I was cheating with. And the reality is that it caused more of a problem than it ever was a relief. And I eventually divorced. And when I divorced, I realized that now I'm a father outside of the family, but I'm gonna make sure I be the best father I can be, as far as in finance and as far as in relationship, because that's what men are missing, that relationship. And when you have relationship, the title really doesn't matter, father, dad, uncle, but I made sure that my son was going to learn from my mistakes, and I'm going to walk him through. So when my son get married, I'm a part of that marriage. And that my daughter-in-law going to know I'm a part of that marriage. So if my son act a knucklehead, he may come home one day and very well see me sitting in the living room with a bag packed, which meant I'm going to stay a couple weeks to make sure that this problem going to be fixed. Because see, some men can correct a problem, but we're like semen. It takes a week or two for it to dry. Most women won't allow it to dry. Change come, but they still want to keep the semen wet. They're still barking and still arguing. So I think when it comes to cheating, that both parties must come together and be willing to talk about the problem that caused it. And that's about honesty. That's honesty.
And you know, and that's really hard, especially on a woman emotional mental state, because we just see the illusion on what you did. You know what I'm saying? So Dr. Valle, you know, let's go a little deeper, because you know what I struggle with is a man saying they love their kids like a woman love their kids naturally.
Right.
So that love you have, that love is there.
Right.
I believe it's choice. You choose to love the woman how they need to be loved, right? Because if somebody telling you and giving you instructions on what they need from you, is our choice if we choose to give it to them or not.
We're gonna struggle with that, because there are some things that wasn't sown in me to be what you need me to be for you at that appropriate time.
Okay.
And because I don't meet your mandates, now I'm disqualified to become a man. I got a better question for you. What made you do what you did? Listen, I'm talking to the good woman, to the woman that never cheated. What caused you to cheat? What caused you to start dating other men, sleeping with different men? So you never know what you're going to do when emotions excuse me, start running wild. And if a woman emotions run wild and they find themselves having thoughts that they shouldn't have, well, imagine a man that got 7 women out there and then they're dealing with a lot of hidden issues. The show is called The Secret Behind Hurting Black Men. And that means that there's a lot of hurt that we carry inside. And then the woman you're marrying, not knowing your secrets, are now affecting you, hurting you, punching you, pushing you, and like you said, don't hit her. So now you walk out, and as you walk out, little Susie see the car you drive and see the money you make. Your expectation on him is so much higher than her expectation. Now you done stretched him all out, and she see your trash is looking like gold. Now she begins to do her little thing she want to do to get his attention. Now I believe that every good man cry out at some point in time, but when that is overlooked, you're almost giving him an excuse to justify to do what he's going to do. Now, I'm not saying that's right at all. But what I'm trying to say is women want men to get in this emotional game. And y'all got a head start on us in that. So now y'all have to deal with us accordingly because we're not there. What men know is principle and responsibility. And a lot of us, we fought that because why? Our emotions run against that. Pride races against that. The best relationship you can have with your wife is a friendship.
I was about to. Well,
if you lose the friendship, the courtship, the hanky-panking, the laugh, marriage becomes too serious. Mm-hmm. And so as it becomes serious, marriage becomes a business. Right. How can you make money and not want to play? You got the girl, don't get too saved to where you can't be hanky-panky with your husband. Don't get too structured where you can't get loose with him. You can get loose with your girlfriends when you go on the girlfriend's retreat. But then, listen, it's the responsibility is for both people to keep that thing kindled. Now, what will stop a man is the fear and the consequences. That if this woman catch me with all her worth and all her value, if she catch me, there is a severe consequence to pay, and money can't buy me out of this one.
Now, is that really a fear?
Oh, it's a fear.
They still do it.
Listen, no, not with a hands-on woman. Okay. Not with a hands-on woman, because she comes to the meeting unannounced. Mm-hmm. If this is my husband's business, this is my business. Where we having the dinner at? I might come, I might not come. So the presence of that woman got to be filled with every woman that come around him. This is ours. This is not his. This is the family. This is a we thing. This is not an I thing. We build this thing up. And listen, he don't just got to know that. Everybody that hang around him got to know that. And when they know that, the presence of that woman authority, man, can't nobody do nothing with her.
Amen. Lights and walls, as my bishop.
Hey, I'm giving you the reality. It's hard to sneak. Yeah. It's hard to sneak to the bathroom when I just saw you coming out the same bathroom we trying to sneak into.
Listen, we're men. Yeah. Listen, this segment is going to be an interesting segment. So I led this segment, but I want you guys to, reach out to the secrets behind hurting Black men and post your questions. So during this segment, I will pull them from the email, or y'all could call in at 1-888-329-3306. This segment will take place at the 3:30 hour. And we can actually bring you on live on the podcast. So I'll hand it back to my fellas. Good topic, y'all. Good answers. I learned something.
We thank you, because see, there's a lot of men that is cheating, and they are cheating because they are weak to their emotions. Ooh. Not so much they don't love the girl. They are weak to their emotions. And the people we hang around don't instruct us or rebuke us. And I got news for you. Women should encourage you not to do it. If a woman know you married and you done got into your man thing, you done got weak, you done got vulnerable, then she should check you. You know what I'm saying? So the woman club, something is wrong with the woman club. The jealousy doesn't reach the level to where it should be, no, I'm going to hold you accountable. If you don't want to hold yourself accountable, I'm going to hold you accountable. Don't you know you married?
Right. Say I got good women like
that. What your wife going to think about this? And I mean, listen, we might, she got problems, we got problems. But then I tell you what, since you coming to me with your problems, let me call her on a 3-way. We're going to all talk about the problems together. I'm going to counsel y'all right now versus allowing him to come with a sob story to try to slide on in. Mm-hmm. Because every man got a weakness. You know, every man got a weakness, and I'm sorry to tell you that if you're heterosexual, then your weakness is a woman. If you're homosexual, your weakness is a man. If you're lesbian, your weakness is another woman. We all got a weakness. And that's the great thing about God, is that he gives you the power to overcome your what? Weakens. Here's a scripture, not to make this into a Bible segment. It says that a man that does not have rule over his own spirit is like a broken down city without walls. Now, guess what? 99.99% of men have wonderful cities, but they have no perimeter or security on a structural wall. Listen, not just to keep people from coming in, but to keep you from going out.
Listen, ladies, listen. There's some good food for you. So y'all need to tune in to the secrets behind hurting black men. So if y'all ever had any questions on why men do what they do, tune in every Wednesday at 3 p.m. here on WWDB 860 AM, and also on all the social media live, The Secrets Behind Hurting Black Men.
And also there's a book that's coming out in November. There's a lot of segments that's in the book that we'll be discussing. I mean, some good conversation. And also we want to let everybody know that in February, we got a play that's going to be at the Met in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Listen, come grow together. Let's talk about this, especially you young men. We are here to help you young men. We are here to help men that have failed. The Bible says that the truth will set you free, not the preaching, not the hollering, but just the truth. And when men come together, it's like iron sharpening iron. And listen, man, not to judge you. Listen, the greatest time to help a person is when they're down. You can't help them when they're up. Helping a person when they're down is an opportunity. It's a privilege to help somebody when they need you. That's an opportunity, because when they're well and doing well, then there's no need of you. But when they're down, there's need of you. Make yourself available. Brother Kevin, close us out, bro.
Want me to pray? Or,
however you want to do it.
I just want to say this to everybody. Brothers, whatever we do in life, we don't want to be. There was an old classic song that my parents and older folks used to play, and I didn't understand that song, but the song was called "It's a Thin Line Between Love and Hate." Stay out of that box. You don't want to get in that world where she gotta jack you up, she done fed you, you go to sleep, and brother, you in trouble. You're gonna ask Al Green about that. Lord have mercy. Stay out of that zone.
Yeah.
And for the kids, parents, when things happen, our children becomes collateral damage. We don't want that in our household, because we don't want to show them certain mannerism. I know we're not perfect parents, because there is no perfect kids, but what you do, those kids will remember it for many years. So you got the power to clean up your act. And what you want to do is change and become a better man. Let's think about that, brothers. I want to pray. Father, we thank you for the segment. Thank you for all that you've done, the opportunity to come on here with Dr. Valley and Dr. Nicole. We thank you for all that you're doing in their lives and the people who are out there. We pray, God, that you would unite families, bring them back together. You ordained marriage. You said marriage is honorable and the bed is undefiled. So we thank you for all what you've done and what you're going to do in Christ Jesus, our Lord and Savior name.
Amen. Until next week, amen. Let's expose those secret black men. Let's get victory. Let's grow together. Oh, man, I believe in you. No one told you today they love you. I love you and I support your dreams. You're going to make it. It's going to be all right. We out.
The secrets behind hurting black men with Dr. Martin D. Valier.
Oh, it's here. Brand new flavor in your ear. Call your girlfriends and your boys and your sons and your cousins, your uncles. Bring it to the table. Let's talk about it. The secrets behind hurting black men.
With Dr. Martin D. Valier.
Yeah, we here. We gonna dig real deep. We gonna open up doors that ain't never been opened. We're gonna talk about issues that most people don't feel comfortable talking about. Come to the platform. It's time to rescue. The secret behind hurting black men.
The secrets behind hurting black with Dr. Martin.
Oh man, we got brand new flavor for your ears. Yeah, brand new flavors for your ears.